There's nothing better than that which is unbound, no matter what we've convinced ourselves of. The promises of the future, the using thoughts of the past to soothe ourselves. Even if it's uncomfortable or the thoughts are uncomfortable, we may use that to soothe ourselves because we feel like we have some kind of control. We may feel a little distanced from what's happening in the moment. We may be feeling an emotion, and we can use thought to distance ourselves from it without really realizing we're doing it a lot of the time. But in the final realization, that's never worth it. It's never worth it to dissociate. It's never worth it to try to escape into thoughts and conjecture and judgment and personas and all the imagination, the worlds created by the mind, the feeling of control that we can have by internally arguing our case with life. It's not worth it. It might, again, feel like a bit of a pacification in the moment, but in the end, it always comes back to bite you. It's what makes you feel out of control. It's what makes you feel distanced from yourself. It's what makes you feel like things are off, like something's not right with the world or right with your life. So it's really helpful to see that the root of that feeling, that things are off, that feeling of dysphoria, that feeling of being apart from everything, that the roots of that are when we casually use the mind to pacify ourselves, we kind of purposely dissociate a little bit without realizing we're doing it. And that dissociation is not necessarily pathological dissociation. It's garden variety, mind identified dissociation, which is a shared hypnotic experience among humans. But by indulging in that, using the mind to avoid what's being felt in the moment, we're just setting up the, it's kind of like a wind up, we're setting up the response that will come sooner or later that will feel like being out of control. When we convince ourselves that we're in control using this illusory mechanism, we're setting ourselves up to feel like we're out of control. When we convince ourselves that we're certain of something, right, about anything, about ourselves, about life, about concepts, beliefs, past, future, when we use our mind to use the illusion of certainty as a pacification. And if you really feel into this, you'll see when you're doing it. What you're doing is you're setting yourself up, you're priming the system for feeling doubt. So often I'll see someone will have very strong opinions about spirituality. I see this sometimes online, occasionally in the comments on my videos, or people maybe arguing back and forth about some kind of doctrine or dogma. And there's so much apparent certainty in some of these views. And what I sense is that underneath that, there's actually a lot of doubt, or that's the seed for doubt, that the doubt is going to come. And we often don't make those connections. We don't make the connections between the illusion of certainty and the illusion of doubt, or the illusion of being in control and the illusion of being out of control, which is also an illusion, but it feels very uncomfortable. Those are all interrelated, and they're all thought-based. Excuse me. To see that they're all thought-based is huge. It's so valuable, because then you stop playing that game with yourself, the hide-and-seek game. And more you start to realize that being here, fully being here, feeling, seeing, hearing, feeling what a full breath feels like, or a fully felt breath, what it feels like. Noticing how sound is completely all-encompassing and leaves no room for separation, dissociation, doubt, psychological fear. It's just the sound. It's so beautiful. It's so full, so alive. And the scenery, the visual experience, and so forth, and on, that this is inherently enjoyable. It's inherently satisfying, and it's inherently peaceful. And you have access to it all the time, of course, everyone does. But the tendency to use thought to distract, to use thought to dissociate, to use thought to pacify is strong. I won't lie to you, it's strong. Before a shift in identity, before that initial shift, it's so strong you're completely identified with that, the mechanism of dissociating essentially, that it's very difficult to really see it. You can, and through kind of pointed inquiry and so forth, you can get a taste of it. At some point, though, something will shift. Something will, the system will get disrupted. The system of chronic, stabilized, socially endorsed dissociation, well, the system will get disrupted. And from there, you have much more opportunity to actually see what's going on inside the system. The system meaning the system of thought, and also to see more and more what's not that system of thought. Presence, pure experience of presence, pure experience of aliveness, which is non-dualistic, always. It's not more or less non-dual, it's always non-dual. And that non-dual is your catalyst for freedom, catalyst for unbinding, catalyst for clarity. And the clarity and the unbinding is really in reference to thought. More and more we realize getting on that thought train, just not a good idea. Always costs you more than it gives you. It's like a credit card with 35% interest. Yeah. So really that's all I wanted to say in this video, is that at some point you just realize you hit this kind of point of maturity that dissociating, that using thought to pacify, fantasization, running away into the mind, fantasization, I'm not sure that's a word, fantasizing. Again, all the internal dialogue that we get involved in, arguing our case with life one way or another, imagining how we're going to manage everything. And then a lot of that's just laced with psychological fear and doubt, right? It's all kind of tied together. But just participating in that doesn't really give us anything except for more of it. And we can just stop. Little by little, we can stop. Moment by moment, we can stop. Re-inherit your birthright, which is presence, which is non-dual. 5 sense gates, as clear as it gets. Clear as day, clear as the sunshine. And really, there's no better way to live through thought. There's no better, because anytime we get involved in thought again, there's so much side effect. Yeah. So once this is starting to be a lived experience, then it's not a matter of better or worse, more or less, here or there. The clarity just carries itself deeper. The clarity just carries itself forward. Hard to talk about what that's like exactly, because there's no one standing apart from it enjoying it. There's no one standing apart from it patting themselves on the back for achieving it. It's nothing like that. It's just full immersion. The immersion is the immersion. The immersion is immersed in itself. The immersion is appreciating the immersion. The immersion is free. Yeah. And it's a good way to experience anything. It's every day is a good day. Every season is a good season in this way.